Hello friends, I am Aditi. Welcome to my channel Library Mouse. Today I am going to read a book, How to Develop Self-Confidence and Influence People by Public Speaking by Dale Carnegie. This book contains 12 chapters. Summarize your points. Even in a short talk of 3 to 5 minutes, a speaker is very apt to cover so much ground that at the close the listeners are a little hazy about all his main points. However, few speakers realize that. They are misled into assuming that because these points are crystal clear in their own minds, they must be equally lucid to their hearers. Not at all. The speaker has been pondering over his ideas for some time. But his points are all new to the audience. They are flung at the audience like a handful of shot. Some may stick, but the most are liable to roll off in confusion. The hearers are liable, like ego, to remember a mass of things but nothing distinctly. Some anonymous heiress politician is reported to have given this recipe for making a speech. First, tell them that you are going to tell them, then tell them that you have told them. Not bad, In fact, it is often highly advisable to tell them that you have told them. Briefly, of course, speedily, a mere outline, a summary. Here is a good example. The speaker was a traffic manager for one of Chicago's railways. In short, gentlemen, our own back dooryard experience with this block device, the experience in its use in the East, in the West, in the North, the second operating principles underlying its operation, the actual demonstration in the money saved in 1 year in wreak prevention, move me most earnestly and unequivocally to recommend its immediate installation on our southern branch. You see what he has done? You see it and feel it without having heard the rest of the talk. He has summed up in a few sentences, in 62 words, practically all the points he has made in the entire talk. Don't you feel that a summary like that helps? If so, make that technique your own. Appeal for action. The closing just quoted is an excellent illustration of the appeal for action ending. The speaker wanted something done. A block device installed on the southern branch of his road. He based his appeal for it on the money it would save, on the wreak it would prevent. The speaker wanted action, and he got it. This was not a mere practice talk. It was delivered before the board of directors of a certain railway, and it secured the installation of the block device for which it asked. A terse, sincere compliment. The great state of Pennsylvania should lead the way in hastening the coming of the new day. Pennsylvania, the great producer of iron and steel, mother of the greatest railroad company in the world, third among our agricultural states. Pennsylvania is the keystone of our business arc. Never was the prospect before her greater, never was her opportunity for leadership more brilliant. With these words, Charles Sebeck closed his addresses before the Pennsylvania Society of New York. He left his hearers pleased, happy, optimistic. That is an admirable way to finish, but in order to be effective, it must be sincere. No gross flattery, no extravagances. This kind of closing, if it does not ring true, will ring false, very false. And like a false coin, people have none of it. A humorous close. Always leave them laughing, said George Cohan. When you say goodbye, if you have the ability to do it and the material, fine, but how? That, as Hamlet said, is the question. Each man must do it in his own individual way. One would hardly accept L. Lloyd George to leave a gathering of Methodists laughing when he was talking to them on the ultra-solemn subject of John Wesley's tomb But note how cleverly he managed it. Note also how smoothly and beautifully the talk is rounded off. I am glad you have taken in hand the repair of his tomb. It should be honored. He was a man who had a special abhorrence of any absence of neatness or cleanliness. It was, I think, who said, "Let no one ever see a ragged Methodist." It is due to him that you never can sack one. It is double unkindness to leave his tomb ragged. You remember what he said to a Derbyshire girl who ran to the door as he was passing and crying, "God bless you." "Mr. Wesley, young woman," he answered, "your blessing would be of more value if your face and apron were cleared." That was his feeling about untidiness. Do not leave his graves untidy. If he passed along, that would hurt him more than anything. Do look after that. It is a memorable and scarred stream. It is your trust. Closing with a poetical quotation. Of all methods of ending, none are more acceptable when well done than humor or poetry. In fact, if you can get the proper words of poetry for your closing, it is almost ideal. It will give the desired flavor. It will give dignity. It will give individuality. It will give beauty. Rotarian Sir Harry Lauder closed his addresses to the American Rotarian delegates at their Edinburgh convention in this fashion. "And when you get back home, some of you send me a postcard. I will send you one if you do not send me one. You will easily know it is from me, because there will be no stamp on it. But I will have some writing on it, and the writing will be this: Seasons may come, to seasons may go. Everything with us in due course, you know. But there is one thing still blooms as fresh as the dew, that is the love and affection I still have for you." That little verse hits Harry Lauder's personality, and no doubt it fitted the whole tenor of his talk. Therefore, it was excellent for him. Had some formal and restrained Rotarian used it at the end of a solemn talk, it might have been so out of key as to be almost ridiculous. The longer I teach public speaking, the more clearly I see, the more vividly I feel, that it is impossible to give general rules that will serve on all occasions. So much depends upon the subject, the time, the place, and the men. Everyone must, as St. Paul said, work out his own salvation. I was a guest at a farewell dinner given in honor of the departure of a certain professional man from New York City. A dozen speakers stood up in turn, eulogizing their departing friend, wishing him success in his new field of activity. A dozen talks, and only one ended in an unforgettable manner. That was one that closed with a poetical quotation. The speaker, with emotion in his voice, turned directly to the departing guest, crying, "And now, goodbye. Good luck. I wish you very good wish that you can wish yourself. I touch my heart as the Easterns do. May the peace of God abide with you. Whenever you come, whenever you go, may the beautiful palms of God grow. Through days of labor and nights of rest, may the love of God makes you blessed. I touch my heart as the Easterns do. May the peace of God abide with you." Mr. J. A. Abbott, Vice President of the LAD Motors Corporation of Brooklyn, spoke to the employees of his organization on the subject of loyalty and cooperation. He closed his addresses with the ringing verse from Kipling's second Jungle Book: Now, this is the law of the jungle, as old as true as the sky. And the wolf that shall keep it may prosper, but the wolf that shall break it must die. As the creeper that girdles the tree trunk, the law runneth forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. If you will go to the public library in your town and tell the librarian that you are preparing a talk on a certain subject and that you wish a poetical quotation to express this idea or that, she may be able to help you find something suitable in some reference volume such as Bartlett's Familiar Quotations. In next video, we will continue with chapter 9. Thank you so much for listening it, and I hope it is understandable to you. If you enjoy watching my videos, do like, subscribe and share with your family and friends. Thank you.